Several years ago, Mark and his lovely wife, Krista Harris, were searching for a way to continue to spend their time in ministry. And they had served a nonprofit, Youth with a Mission, for many years, and they loved what they did. And they had been in over 40 nations between the two of them, and they saw so much need. But they were under extreme financial stress, and much of the time were beginning to become focused on finding money through mutual jobs. So it really took away from their time. Mark was also becoming an absentee dad, and they realized they were not doing what they were born to do. After praying some desperate prayers, they were introduced to LifeVantage in 2010, and to their amazement, they not only replaced the income from both jobs that Mark was working, but they created a six-figure income, and it's still growing. They found themselves at the top 1% of income earners in this profession. They see LifeVantage as not only an extension of their family, but also their calling to ministry, and they feel they have a mandate to steward this well with their whole hearts as unto the Lord. They live in Lee Summit, Missouri, and they have three amazing children, Ariana, Hudson, and Hunter. So it is a real honor and privilege to introduce Mark tonight. He is our team leader. He is just a wonderful person with so much integrity. He does so much for our team, and we all just love him. So with that, Mark, I'm going to turn the time over to you.
Thank you, Julie. You're so kind. We have been so blessed. Not only have three amazing kids, but to be in proximity with Krista's parents, Glenn and Jackie Shepard. Jackie is, as most of you know, she's a highly esteemed author and speaker and counselor, and she and Glenn both come from a lifetime in ministry. Jackie's written a book called Silent Takeover: How the Body Hijacks the Mind. And it was through her kindness about 13 years ago that we found out about this opportunity. And it wasn't something that we were explicitly looking for. As Julie said, we were desperate. I was working two full-time jobs, one at Home Depot as a kitchen designer, and we had a freelance graphic design business. I was a desperate young man as a 45-year-old with three little kids trying to figure out how we were going to make a mortgage payment. And so here's the full disclosure tonight. We're going to talk about a product that and a technology that's breakthrough. It's revolutionary, and we are so passionate and excited about that. It might feel like you're trying to drink from a fire hose if this is the first time you've heard about it. We're also going to talk about the financial opportunity that technological breakthrough offers people recovering knuckleheads like me. But nobody's here trying to sell you anything. We were looking for answers 13 years ago, and my mother-in-law was the messenger, the highly trusted individual through which this message came to us. And if anyone's invited you as a first-time guest or a repeat guest to get information on this call, it's because they love you, right? Yes, there is compensation associated with this. We get paid to offer these products to people, but I can tell you this, because they're transformational, because they work. We are just looking for people who are looking for solutions, right? That was the case for us. And we are eternally grateful, Mom Jackie, if you're watching, for reaching out to us and having the courage to extend something like this to us. I don't know about you guys. I was not a Tupperware burping guy. Like, I wasn't looking to start an Avon business or a Mary Kay business or any of that stuff. And if you've ever done that, God bless you. Awesome legacy companies. Avon's been around for, I think, 165 years, and they're still going strong. But that wasn't our experience. As Julie said, we came from a ministry background, and we feel strongly, fiercely proud and compelled to continue that work. Krista and I have just finished a master's program with the University of the Nations in Christian formation and discipleship to that end. And we feel like we can instantly deploy some of those principles and concepts that we've learned in our master's program right here. So people ask, well, what are you going to do with your degree? Well, you're seeing it. We are doing it right now. We feel like this is a transformational opportunity, not just physiologically, biochemically, and financially, but also if you do this the right way, we think there's a spiritual component to this as well. And if you look on the Hollywood Squares here on the Brady Bunch, on the gallery view, you'll see some faces of people that have become lifetime friends that we hold in dear, precious esteem, and we know that we'll carry these relationships into eternity with us. So it's not just about a little yellow pill tonight, although you're going to hear about that. Let me share my screen. Hopefully we can keep us on time. There's so much to share. There's no way possible that we can totally take the collective knowledge and belief that's on this call and share it with you. They've, bless your heart, they've selected me to try to do that, I'm not a linear thinker. So my apologies up front. If we get distracted along the way, if we start telling some stories, but here we go. I will share my presentation and hopefully this will make some sense to everyone. Let me see if I can. That screen is right there. That's us. We are the Harrises. That's my lovely wife, Krista, and Ariana, and Hudson, and Hunter, who is still in high school. He's got one more senior year or half a year left. And that's a family trip we took to Scotland not long ago. That was vacation for us. This was not a ministry trip, although it was associated with some ministry that we had done. But that's something that was not on the radar 13 years ago. I was getting 2 weeks of vacation off a year. The idea that we could take discretionary income and go spend time in Europe, especially Scotland or Ireland, Northern Ireland, where my family, Chris's brother lives. We did a big European vacation in 2018 through Rome and France, and gosh, none of that was possible without LifeVantage. So you're going to hear a little bit about our journey. That does not apply to everyone. We worked really, really hard, just like we did with any other business that we engaged with. The problem with us is we didn't know what we were doing. As I said, I got a call from my mother-in-law. She said, "Hey, we need to talk." And she shared with us a new technology, an AZ primetime investigative report. In fact, a guy that I didn't know was standing in her living room giving this presentation 13 years ago. And he showed a video in which John Quinones, the Emmy Award-winning ABC journalist, had gotten a call from his producer to go out and investigate a little laboratory, University of Colorado, Denver, the Webb Waring Institute for Antioxidant Research. Now, that's a mouthful, but they went in with cameras blazing. They had heard that someone had developed an anti-aging pill. Well, that, of course, is ridiculous. And so Quinones went in to blow this story up, had his blood tested to check on this formula's claim that you could actually reduce the damage caused by free radicals called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress fundamentally is the cause of all aging and disease. And so this little laboratory was showing or claiming that they could reduce that dynamic of oxidative stress. So 2005, he showed in a clinical study live on ABC television that his markers of oxidative stress were reduced by 45% in less than 2 weeks. And he went on ABC News, and at the conclusion of his report, they just concluded that they could no longer distinguish the blood of an 80-year-old from a 20-year-old after 30 days. And while he said he could not yet see any discernible reversal in aging on the outside, sure enough, deep inside within his cells, yes, indeed, there was a slowing of oxidative stress and aging. And that was that. And at the end of that video, if you've not yet seen that video, get with the person that invited you to this call. It's about 9 minutes long, the full version. There's some edited versions that are a little shorter, but you should watch that. I won't take the time to show it tonight. There's loads of copies online, but that is the thing that did it for me. I watched the conclusion of that video and I thought, wait a minute, did John Quinones just validate an anti-aging pill on national television? Yeah, I think he did. Sure enough, as I began to understand this new breakthrough and the science behind it, I realized that it was receiving validation of the highest level from the highest institutions on the planet. If you go to the National Library of Medicine's online website, that's pubmed.gov, right now tonight, and type in the words oxidative stress, again, correlated with the process of aging and disease. Now, we're not allowed to make any therapeutic or preventive claims, so I won't be irresponsible and do that tonight. I will tell you, though, that oxidative stress is the main fulcrum. It's the linchpin for the process of disease. And right now, this screenshot is a little outdated. I looked at it today, and there are over now 300,000 studies done by institutions around the world, academic institutions around the world, clinicians, correlating a distinct connection between aging and disease and oxidative stress. And the interesting thing about what we have our hands on is no other formulation in the history of mankind has been able to do anything about that. In 6,000 years of recorded history, no one has been able to say, I can reduce oxidative stress in any capacity. But that's exactly what our formulation does. The name of our product, our breakthrough product, is called Protandim. Protandim. It started out with one formulation. We have now 3 Protandim formulations. This one became Protandim NRF2 because of the protein messenger that Protandim activates. And you will see, if you choose to go to PubMed, either during this presentation or afterwards tonight, you go to pubmed.gov, type in Protandim, you will see 28 peer-reviewed studies that have been validated by these institutions at the highest level, both in publications, Free Radical Biology and Medicine, 2 journal articles done by the American Heart Association, Molecular Aspects of Medicine, Journal of Enzyme Research. The list goes on and on and on. The Ohio State University, the National Institutes of Aging, Virginia Commonwealth, Harvard, Colorado State, Washington State University. Again, the list of institutions that have signed their name validating our formulation and that it is efficacious and that it's safe goes on and continues to grow almost monthly. How does this work? Well, it took me a little while. I grew up as a Pop-Tarts and Kool-Aid kid. I won't ask for a show of hands. You can't see the gallery anyway right now. But the Western diet is sadly lacking over what people were eating in the Western Hemisphere 100 years ago. And we're very familiar with the pharmaceutical industry that if you have an illness, the pharmaceutical industry is designed to take away some of those symptoms. They will develop drugs, pharmaceutical products, which all have some synthetic ingredient, and they'll do 5 levels of testing on that product to determine the safety and efficacy to see how much benefit that drug will have to alleviate some of those symptoms. This isn't that. This is fundamentally a new way of activating your body's ability to defend itself. And so this one formulation activates survival genes that respond in the heart, the skin, the kidneys, the joints, the lung, the brain, the immune system, the blood vessels, the respiratory system, the cardiovascular system, the neurological system, the immune system, the reproductive system, you name it. It is across the board. Why? Because it is allowing the body to respond to insults like it did when we were much younger. So when I began to get my head around all that, I was like, wait a minute. So this will cure just about anything? No. And I want to be really transparent and articulate and intentional about that claim. Again, the FDA will not let any natural products make any therapeutic or preventive claims. So we don't do that. We have domain in the Food and Drug Administration in natural products. They're foods. Only the drug companies can make any kind of therapeutic claims. So they're dealing with artificial chemicals and compounds. The domain that they are developing in this realm, in epigenomics, is called pharmacogenomics. They're doing it with synthetic toxic ingredients. If a compound does not have one synthetic, i.e., toxic ingredient, it cannot be called a drug. If it's all natural and it doesn't harm you, it's only considered a food. Unfortunately, everything in that domain under the FDA cannot be considered a drug. And so you can't make any kind of preventive claims, sadly. I will ask you this. Does it make any sense if only something that can kill you is allowed to help you? Well, a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that that doesn't make any sense to them either. We feel like we are dealing with God's pharmacy. The healing of the nations are in the leaves of the trees, most of us believe. So we didn't stop with that formulation. We developed a second Protandim product. This is a sort of a biochemical countermeasure to deal with mitochondrial decline. Most of us know in 10th grade biology, if your mitochondria go into a spiral and they cease to function, you die. right? So many of these issues, biochemical issues now are dealing with deficiencies or dysfunction of mitochondria. So we came up with a formula, one of our protandim um, countermeasures to deal with the problem of mitochondrial decline. That is our protandim NRF1 synergizer. And then we also developed a formulation to deal with sirtuin activity, the NAD pathway. And that has to do with longevity, mental focus, concentration, mood and motivation, physical and mental energy, inflammatory response, has a lot to do with autophagy, which is the body's ability to cleanse itself. Interestingly, when we developed each one of these formulas, we had no idea that these synergistic products would also have a synergistic effect between those three products. When taken by themselves, they're very effective in activating the human genome to upregulate expressions of healthy genes. When these three products are taken together as our tri-synergizer, that expression is profoundly increased, as you see in that blue line over the gray line. If you're a science geek, like I have become with these products, get with the person that invited you. They can take you down the rabbit hole. There are so many cool studies. Any one of these genes, for instance, if you were to take hemoxygenase 1, HMOX1, and look that up on PubMed.gov and just look at the physiological benefits of upregulating one of these genes, they are profound. We are upregulating hundreds of these genes. I want to get to our latest and greatest breakthrough, though. A lot of people, when we started talking about these products, they're like, oh, that sounds too good to be true, until they see the science, until they look at Washington State University saying that this new technology could be the key to the health span, the most significant medical breakthrough in human history. And so the Guardian, a newspaper out of the UK, did an article November 6th of 22, which kind of blew the lid off this for so many of us. They were validating the science behind the most important molecule in your body, and that is collagen. Many of us are familiar with collagen. We've been seeing it in grocery stores. If you go to Costco tonight, there's probably a tub, half a gallon for $25 of powdered collagen that's basically worthless. Why? Because you might as well just eat a hamburger if you're trying to stuff a macromolecule like collagen into your bloodstream. It doesn't work. The body's going to break that down into amino acids. Enter this new technology behind our liquid collagen, which is working on a different technology than trying to cram that macromolecule into your bloodstream. We're actually encoding marine peptides that your body can recognize to activate your body's own system of making collagen, which is completely different than anything else on the market. Not only does it activate your collagen, it replenishes your existing collagen, and it helps maintain that upregulation in collagen. How does it do that? We've got some really cool ingredients. Ruby red quinoa is one of those to activate genes TGM1, KRT1, KRT10. There are many others that boost collagen production by 5%. That's 5% over what your body normally does. It activates the SOD gene. Again, if you want to geek out, look up superoxide dismutase, SOD. That's super important and something that our formulations, our activation products, do really, really well. Activates catalase by 200%. It activates type 1 collagen, that's COLA 1A2 by 42%. Again, geeky stuff. But basically, there's lots and lots and lots of empirical data behind our formulation that is showing if you want a healthier body, if you want your organs to stop sloshing around inside your body, if you want healthier skin, healthier bones, healthier joints, healthier eyes and ears and organs, ours is the very best way to do that. Here's a slide that was done in our clinical study showing the collagen density doubled in 8 weeks. That's not hocus pocus. That's not Photoshop. You can look between week 0 and week 8 on that slide and just visually appreciate how much stronger the matrix of your own body's protein through our activation of collagen. Like, again, the secret is our hydrolyzed marine peptides. They are responsibly sourced and sustainably caught fish. And that's a cool story. I won't get into how we know that, but our company has worked very, very hard to validate those practices. We don't have any added sugar, no artificial sweeteners. It's non-GMO, it's dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, as are most of our products. Again, LifeVantage, because we're publicly traded, we hold ourselves to the highest level of standards because we're regulated by the FDA. We're regulated by the FTC. We're regulated by some of the highest regulatory agencies in the world, precisely because we're publicly traded. I'll get more to that in just a second. If you want to make a note, if you've got a pen and a piece of paper, you can write down LFVN on the NASDAQ. That's our ticker symbol, and I will come to that just momentarily. Benefits of our products go beyond nails and hair loss. Good gracious, what could I have done if I had discovered this in my 20s? I would still have some hair. Muscle recovery, cushioning joints, gut health, bones, tissue repair, eye health, liver function, cardiovascular health, sleep quality, mental health and mood, and brain and cognitive support. Collagen and density, as I showed, increased by 42% in 8 weeks. Skin roughness, wrinkles and crow's feet, 22%. Blood catalase level increased by 200%. Skin elasticity by 8%. All these are clinically validated. Why liquid? Because it's more bioavailable. Again, these marine peptides are immediately available to your body and immediately go to work to start to reassemble these amino acids at the source where they're needed. So lots of documentation behind this. Let's get to the most important part. This is why it's so great for our business and why the person that invited you, part of the reason they're so jazzed about this is because we don't have to be geeky science people anymore. We don't have to become many medical doctors anymore. We have medical doctors on this team, on this call, in fact. But I don't have to get a medical degree to understand this. Why? Because I can just show you. These pictures are worth 1,000 words. I'm just going to scroll through as many of them as I can in the next 2 minutes. This is my friend Seth Mulder. We have been friends with Seth for years, over a decade. We watched this transformation happen. This lovely lady on the right-hand side is Becky Taylor, a dear friend of ours from the Pacific Northwest. You can look at Becky. She's a poster child for these products now without opening her mouth. She was beautiful before. She's even more attractive now. One after another, after another, after another. Turkey necks, eye bags, young, old. That's our friend Joanne Madison. You can see the significant improvement under her eyes. Oh, there's the angry Sean Poe. He's not really angry, but you can see the 45-day transformation in that cat. Sean came out of a background in corporate America with Chase Manhattan Bank, set free. He's out of a cage now. You can just see the incredible difference before and after our collagen products. And again, most of these folks are combining our collagen product with our NRF2 activator as well. Individual results may vary, of course. These are all unretouched, unfiltered photographs. Just amazing, one after another, after another, after another. Real results. So if people are already seeing these results on the outside, can you imagine what it's doing on the inside? Again, collagen is the most important molecule in your body. The science is catching up. This study was just released on the synergy combining our Protandim NRF2 product and the True Science liquid collagen product. So much so that we are being awarded a patent on the synergistic effect between these two products. There's nothing else on the market or in human history that's ever been able to do what these two have done. So just looking at these results, you may be going, wow, I'm convinced. Like if those pictures are unretouched, if they're not Photoshop, then that I could see that stuff really works. So you might be ready to get started on that. Those two products, Protandim Nerf 2 and liquid collagen, are available in what's called the Healthy Glow Stack. You can get that for less than $200 here in the US a month. And I would recommend that you get that for 90 days. We see long-term lasting effects after 90, 120 days. You have a lifetime of oxidative stress built up in your cells, and it's probably going to take some significant amount of time to start to reverse that process. However, I will tell you that you will begin to see progress. And if you don't, your spouse will. The people around you will. Physically, biochemically, mentally, emotionally, right? That just happens. These are sort of a representation of the spectrum of applications of this technology. We have a personal care line We have daily essentials, microdosed supplements that are designed to optimize the circadian rhythm of your body, first when you wake up and again when you sleep. We have our Protanum Trisynergizer line with our Omega Plus product that is really amazing when you start to combine the cumulative effects of these products. We have a skincare line that's unbelievable. That is Nerve 2 activation incorporated into an approach both inside and out for your body. Of course, there's the liquid collagen front and center that is changing the game for us. Our gut health is so, so important. And I will say this, and with the Western diet that we're familiar with, sometimes our customers need some significant focus on getting their gut healthy before they can even begin to see absorption of our Trisynergizer products. So if you know you have a toxic gut, talk to the person that invited you about our probio products, our prebiotic products, and even our fat burn stuff. We have hair care. We have a brain nootropic called Axio that will beat the pants off of any of the toxic synthetic energy drinks that you can get down at your local convenience store. Again, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors, DMAE, quercetin, and L-theanine, which are designed to help your brain focus more effectively, avoiding adrenal stress, adrenal fatigue from all those caffeinated drinks that you might be used to. Finally, we have daily wellness, which is so, so important in the last 4 years of all the unwellness that our society has had to endure. Daily wellness is a game changer if you're looking to optimize the health of your families just from seasonal insults like the flu. Again, can't make any therapeutic or preventive claims, but if you want to optimize your body's immune system to fight off the bad stuff that's going around, daily wellness is one of those massive keys to success. And finally, we took this technology and we started developing pet products. People started giving Protanum to their dogs and their horses and their sheep. We have some of those stories. Cool thing with animals is there's no placebo effect. So Pet Tandem just works. And if you have a furry friend that is you're looking to extend their lifespan and give them optimal health, Pet Tandem is a way to do that. And some of you know, people will spend more on their pets than they will on themselves or their kids. We are globally pioneering this field of nutrigenomics. Canada, Mexico, US, all across Europe. In Asia, we're open in Hong Kong, Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, Philippines, and in Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, and the Caribbean. We're in the Dominican Republic, and new markets are opening up all the time. I don't see Philippines on there. Oh, there it is, back in Asia. We have an amazing technological arm for this new advent of digital technology, online selling. The gig economy has led us into a time where people may not have time to have a face-to-face business. The wonderful thing about this for us is it wasn't a brick and mortar structure. We didn't have to show up and turn a key every morning and wait for our employees to call out sick that day. We built this from home. Now our digital tools, including our LifeVantage app, are allowing that process to go even faster. If one of our customers knows what they want, we can help them diagnose, what their protocol needs to be. We set up a shopping cart. We send them that shopping cart, and they check out with their own information on their own personal device within seconds. That has really streamlined the process for us. Timing on this is we're still a secret. We are at ground level of our pioneering phase, and we anticipate, if industry standards hold true, that we will go through an eventual phase of momentum. Usually in this industry, it happens around 150,000 distributors per country. We're about 70,000, 80,000 distributors here in the US. And so we are not yet to that saturation point where momentum begins to take off and we become a household name. We know that will happen. At that point, whenever that is, we will go through this momentum phase in which 80% of the valuation of our company will be realized. And at some point, you'll end up, as 10, 15, 20, 50, 60 years from now, that momentum will slow to a stabilization phase. If you think about Tupperware or Avon, they are well into that phase. And if you're looking for front end opportunity, well, many would argue that point would be too late. But if you're looking for a ground floor opportunity, may I propose that this may be an answer to your prayers. We rang the bell, closing bell on NASDAQ not long ago. You can see our screenshot there of our ticker symbol, LifeVantage, nestled neatly there between Amazon and Netflix. Not bad company, if you ask me. I am not a stockbroker, but I can refer you to NASDAQ.com for all the critical financial informations behind our company. We have some of the world's largest investors who believe in us as the next big thing. We know that we are pioneering this industry of leveraged income. If you're familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, you know his work in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or the cash flow quadrant. That's how we operate. We're talking about not just linear income on the front end of our products, but leveraged income every time someone continues to order these products through our subscription model into the future, where it doesn't require a large upfront investment, but you do acquire long-term legacy sort of income if you build stable organizations. And it's basically networks of consumers, networks of customers, networks of consultants working together to share the message. How do we pay people? We pay people to share this message. We are not a retail over-the-counter sort of organization. We don't pay Madison Avenue advertising executives millions and millions of dollars to share our products. That's why you're on this Zoom call tonight. LifeVantage pays me to help the people that invited you to this call and helps pay them to share the message. We simply are looking for more people to share the message. And if it's something that you're looking for, if you're looking for a side hustle, if you're looking for extra income these days, and my goodness, with inflation, that's the way it is, who isn't? What better way than to invite your friends and family to participate in something that's going to be so transformational physiologically, mentally, and we believe financially. Our leadership bonus pool takes 4% of global revenue. They put it in the pool and they share it between all of our executive consultants on an increasing grade graduated scale. The top of the scale makes 10 shares a month. The executive consultants make 1 share a month. If you're an executive consultant in LifeVantage, so it's going to be somewhere in between. That's pretty strong. When I worked at Home Depot, one of the top 5 things that did not happen to me, my boss did not come to me and say, Mark, you're doing such an awesome job as a kitchen designer. We're going to let you share in global revenue. Yeah, that didn't happen. You? No. But that's exactly what happened when we hit the executive ranks in LifeVantage. What we didn't come from was a business background. While we had started a freelance graphic design business years ago, we didn't have employees, we didn't have payroll, we didn't have inventory. Very plug and play sort of operation. But even so, with that streamlined operation, it was feast or famine. What I know about those big business models on the right-hand side of Robert Kiyosaki's equation, either as a small business owner or a big business owner, typically you do have a payroll. You do have employees and executive staff and inventory and shipping and customer service call centers and distributor support staff and legal stuff, accounting, shareholder, you've got board of directors, you've got R&D. So the cool thing about this opportunity is we have all that. We just don't have to pay for any of that. That's what the corporate side affords us. So when you begin to look at a business ownership, normally that's on average about $80,000 here in the US. Well, you can get in LifeVantage for less than $1,000. And our monthly requirement for maintaining our pay levels is $300 of customer volume a month. That means if you are sharing these products that you are consuming and your customers are consuming, and the aggregate is about $300 a month, then you should start a business because you can make some significant income. And if those people start sharing that information with their people, you get an override, you get a referral fee on all of that volume as well. So many of you are familiar with the show Shark Tank, right? And the premise of the Shark Tank is you've got these billionaire investors who are looking for the next big thing. And people come on and they've got a new widget, they've got a new thing, new mousetrap. And they pitch their idea to the sharks on Shark Tank, looking for investors to help their idea get out to the masses. And if you've never seen Shark Tank, it's a great show, really fun to watch. But if you've ever watched Shark Tank and you've watched this presentation tonight, you know what a strong opportunity you're looking at. Our market cap is about $85 million on our publicly traded entity. Our annual revenue is about $220 million plus. It's actually gone up this past year. Gross profit, about 102 $182 million annually. We have cash in hand over $20 million to do the things that we need to do with R&D, protecting our resources with legal department, with global expansions, et cetera. Our commissions and incentives right now are paying about north of $100 million. So that's the deal. What do you want from me? I'm a shark. I'm going to invest in your thing. What do you want from me? Well, sharks, we need about $1,000 of your money to become a consultant, a partner with us. What? And what's the cap on my income? Well, there's no cap. You can work as hard as you want to make as much money in our evolved compensation plan as you'd like. That includes overrides on your personal customer volume of 10%, 20%, or 30%. I'll show you what that means in just a moment. So you're saying I can start my business for less than $1,000. In fact, we have enrollment packs at $309 or $250. So you don't even have to have the $1,000, and your monthly requirement for your total volume is a little north of $300 in customer volume a month. The company's going to keep 53% of global revenue, and they're going to pay out about 47% or more than 47% to people like us. Right now, if you do the math, $220 million in global revenue, that works out to that commissions and incentives volume of about $103 million. When people say, oh, is this one of those things? Yeah, only people at the top make the money. Those things don't work. We have found that to not be true. If you want to get started as either a consultant or a customer, here's what you can do. You can go to LifeVantage.com. The person that invited you to this call has their personally replicated website. Make sure you're on their information and just pick a pack. The Healthy Glow Pack is what we were talking about tonight. That's the collagen and protandim combination. We also have a Healthy Glow Consultant Pack that includes 10 bottles of that liquid collagen for you to share with your spouse or your prospects as well. Have a little sipping party if that floats your boat. Our business pack, you can start with all of our products you see on that screen, plus some for less than $1,000. That's about $1,600 value. So you actually haven't really lost, I use my air quote hands, you haven't lost anything because you have actually received product in the amount of about $1,600 for less than $1,000 that you can put in your body and the bodies of your family. If you want to become a consultant or a customer, your next step is to pick a stack. Again, there's the Healthy Glow Essential Stack. If you order that this month, or the Healthy Glow Consultant Stack, that True Renew is a company gift. I don't have time to talk about True Renew. It is a blockbuster product. It is phenomenal, and it works for your face and your skin. That is a free gift through the end of the year. Step 3, if you want to make some extra income, you share this information. We have found that if you're able to share this on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, and 3 people get excited about it, and taking these products, and at least one person gets excited about sharing these products and making some extra income, we call that 3 in 1. And then if you help one other person do that, we call that U plus 2. And I won't break down all the charts and graphs tonight of how that works, but basically you can assume about a $4,000 increase in the first 3 months with your level bonuses as well. That's real money, friends. If someone had come to me with a business opportunity that in the first 90 to 120 days, I could generate an extra $4,000 a month to help cover my bills just by doing that one thing, 3 in 1 weekly, like that would have been a game changer for us. And that's exactly, in essence, what my mother-in-law did. We didn't know these numbers. We didn't have this robust compensation plan then that we do now. But I can tell you this, the rankings in our company are designed to help people grow into a global generational wealth creation financial engine. We didn't have that on our radar. 13 years ago, we wanted to put shoes on our kids and put food in the pantry. Perhaps you can relate. Over time, that income has continued to increase due to, in no small part, to my wife and my mother-in-law doing heavy lifting on their side and me showing up and doing my part as well. But I will tell you this, if you're not afraid of work, if you're coachable, if you're teachable, if you can commit to doing the principles and behaviors required to share this information with people well, these are the kind of numbers you will see. when compared to traditional business, and I would ask you this rhetorical question: how long has it taken you? Well, first of all, what do you do now? Like, what's your monthly income now? How long has it taken you to develop that level of expertise to do what you do to create that income? Sometimes it's 10 months, sometimes it's 10 years, sometimes it's 40 or 50 years. Sometimes it's working 40, 50, 60 hours a week for 40, 50, 60 years to arrive at a day that you realize you can't live on 40 to 50 to 60% of what you were making when you were working. The retirement plan of the old age is gone, right? So that traditional business, that coin operated model of working to create a six-figure income, trying to save 10% of that, finding an investment that'll pay you 5, 6%. That is represented on this chart. For most people, the time needed to save to create a six-figure income, making a six-figure income, is about 10 years. If you're able to save 10% of your income, that's about a $626 leveraged income over that time. Can I tell you, our third rank in the company creates a $626 income on average. Our fifth rank in the company creates about a $3,000 a month income. Compare that with the traditional business model that takes about 25 years to create a $500,000 investment. Assuming you can find something for 25 years that's going to pay you 6% APR. If you can find that, please let me know. Talk to me. We're always looking for opportunity, but I struggle to find anything like that. And our executive ranks in this company are making the equivalent, roughly, of someone who has worked in conventional business, making $100,000 a year, saving 10% every month for 46.4 years, with $2.5 million in the bank. It's about a $13,000 a month income. Now, I don't have $2.5 million in the bank, but our executive consultants, when they're qualified, paid as consultants, are making on average that kind of money. So we're talking about a proposition here. Maybe you need to continue to work your linear income to feed your family. But if you knew you could spend the next 2 to 5 years to create retirement assets with a $999 maximum to start, compared to an $80,000 conventional business to start, the average cost of overhead in that traditional business is about 52% monthly of your revenue. We don't have anything close to that. About $200 to $300 volume as your monthly requirement to get paid, right? That's it. So if you do that comparison, leveraged income just makes sense. And if you're not making money when you're asleep, I would just ask you, why not? Like, people say, well, I can't afford that. Can you afford not to do that? Here's a simplified version of that chart. Monthly leveraged income is $100. It's just like having $24,000 in the bank at 5% interest. At the bottom of that chart, if your monthly leveraged income is $10,000 a month, it's like having $2.4 million in the bank paying you 5% interest. Doesn't that make sense? Even if you were half as effective as that, right? So we're privileged to partner with a lot of nonprofit organizations. The culture of LifeVantage has been something that we could fiercely and wholeheartedly sign up for. We come from a ministry background, so Krista and I, nor Jackie and Glenn, could afford for our reputations to be tarnished by some sort of shady fly-by-night pyramid scheme. We weren't going to do that. We will never do that. And LifeVantage has afforded us a culture and a company that we can wear proudly on my chest. I can drive around a branded vehicle, that 2013 Jeep that we were given for attaining executive status. And because this company's heart is always in the right place, we're always proud to participate with the LifeVantage legacy products. We're not only doing well, but we're doing good as well. So here's the question, Shark Tank people. Are you interested in the products, the business, or both? Is there a number on our distributor earnings statement on that evolved compensation plan that the person that invited you could share with you that would make sharing this information worth your time? Starting part-time, how much time do you think you could give to doing this? Well, I don't have any time. I'm working 2 jobs. Well, here's what I know. I was working 2 jobs. We were leading a small group. We had 3 little kids. There was no time and no money. But we found a way in the little nooks and the crannies of our day to share this information with just a few people. And those few people became a few people. And those few people became even more few people. And that continued to grow until we were making a six-figure income in the first 2 years. So compared to your current level of income and your leverage or lack of leverage, how long would you be willing to commit to doing that? That's my sort of rhetorical question for you. Is that something that you would want to try to do? I will just tell you it's possible. How do I know? Because we've done it. We've proven it. This is no longer theory for the people that have invested time and energy and their heart and soul in this and help change the lives of people and within their circle of influence. So if that's something that is appealing to you, if you're wired that way, we want to invite you to come and share that with us. If it's not, all the best. Thanks for checking us out. But Julie, I'll kick it back over to you.